Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Sit down because what I am about to tell you might just be one of the biggest rumors, and I emphasize rumors, that could reshape the entire NFC North landscape. We're talking about a potential trade that would see Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant pass rushers in the NFL, donning the iconic blue and orange of the Chicago Bears. This isn't just any rumor. It's based on some credible sources indicating that the Cleveland Browns, currently in a tough rebuild mode after a disastrous 2025 season, might be open to parting ways with Garrett in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round selection in 2027. And let's not forget, this move would free up around $20 million in cap space for Cleveland, which they desperately need to reset their roster, especially on the offensive line and cornerback positions. But why are the Bears even involved in such a big player trade talk? Well, it's simple. The Bears, despite their 11-5 record last season and holding the top spot in the NFC North, are still looking for that extra push to become true contenders. They've been trying to rebuild their defense, especially their pass rush, after losing Oduns to injury in Week 18. Now, with Garrett potentially available, it's like a dream scenario come true. The Bears are desperate for an elite edge rusher, someone who can consistently threaten quarterbacks and create chaos in the backfield. Garrett, at 30 years old, is still in his prime and has been a wrecking ball since entering the league in 2017. Just last season, he put up 22 sacks in 16 games, leading the NFL in sacks per ESPN and earning a PFF grade of 94, which is absolutely elite. His win rate as a pass rusher is around 30%, and he's been a game changer in every sense of the word. Imagine Garrett lining up at Soldier Field, bringing that seismic presence that makes quarterbacks uncomfortable and tackles look helpless. The Bears' defense would immediately jump into the upper echelon of the league. It's not just about sacks, it's about the entire impact he'd bring. His career totals now sit at 115 sacks and 340 tackles, with multiple Pro Bowls and even a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2023. His ability to pressure the quarterback, combined with his run-stopping skills, he's in the second percentile for run-stop win rate at 35%, would elevate the Bears' entire defense. And let's be honest, a duo of Garrett and Sweat, who's also been performing well with a PFF grade of 88. 0 would be terrifying for any offensive line. Now let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Browns are in a tough spot. They're sitting with around $21. $7 million in cap space for 2026, according to OTC, but they have glaring needs at cornerback and interior offensive line. Their 3-11 record last season exposed their weaknesses, and with Garrett now viewed as a rebuild asset, they're focusing on draft picks to lay the foundation for future success, much like the Jets did with Adams in 2025. Rumors from Schefter and others suggest Cleveland might be open to extensions and cap negotiations, but it's clear they're prioritizing a rebuild and accumulating draft capital. For the Bears, this isn't just a move to upgrade their roster. It's a strategic step toward establishing a defensive identity that can dominate the NFC. Think about it. Adding Garrett would likely lead to at least a 25% increase in sacks, boosting their total from around 40 to possibly 50. That's a game changer. It would elevate their defense from allowing 396 points last season to a top 5 ranking, making them a nightmare for offenses. Pairing Garrett with Sweat creates mismatches all over the field. Double teams would be inevitable, freeing up other players and creating turnovers. The Bears' run defense would also see a significant boost, cutting down yards per carry and forcing opponents into uncomfortable third-and-long situations. And if you're wondering about the impact on the offense, well, it's huge. With Garrett terrorizing the pass, quarterbacks like Williams, who's been performing at a high level with a PFF grade of 85-0, will have more time and space to make plays. The offense could see an increase of over 200 yards per game, and the overall points scored could rise as well, making the Bears not just a top-tier defense, but a more balanced team capable of controlling the game from start to finish. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move could propel the Bears into Super Bowl contention. Their odds, which are currently at plus 2,200 for Super Bowl LXI, could see a dramatic shift, shifting to around plus 1,000 if Garrett makes his way to Chicago. That's a huge boost, similar to the impact Bosa had with the 49ers in 2019, where he recorded 13 sacks in the playoffs and helped carry them to the big game. The Bears would have an elite pass rush that cuts through offensive lines, forcing turnovers, and creating the kind of pressure that wins championships. Their defense, already one of the best in the league at limiting points, would become an even more formidable force, making Soldier Field one of the most intimidating venues for opponents. All of this comes down to a visionary move, one that could define the next decade for the Bears. Garrett isn't just a player, he's a symbol of a new era. His presence on the field would inspire the entire team, energize the fans, and put the NFC North on notice that the Chicago Bears are back in the race for Lombardi glory. Imagine the historic moments, the game-changing plays, and the legendary status Garrett could achieve in a Bears uniform. It's the kind of move that could turn a good team into a dynasty. Of course, it's not just about acquiring Garrett, it's about what the Bears do afterward. They'd need to manage their cap carefully, restructure contracts, and build around their new star. But if they pull this off, they'll be setting themselves up for a sustained run of success. The defense would become a steel curtain, reminiscent of the legendary Bears' defenses of the past, but with a modern twist fueled by elite pass rushers like Garrett. The NFC North would be in a state of flux, and the Bears would be at the forefront, pushing for that elusive Super Bowl title that has evaded them for decades. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This is a bold move, probably a long shot. But isn't that what great teams do? They dream big, they take risks, and they aim for greatness. The potential of Garrett in Chicago is too tantalizing to ignore. It's a move that could rewrite the franchise's history, one that could cement his legacy as a Chicago Bear and bring that coveted Lombardi trophy back to Soldier Field. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. Do you think this trade could become reality? Are you excited about the idea of Garrett terrorizing NFC North quarterbacks? Or do you think the price is too high? Whatever your thoughts, make sure to share them, because this is what makes our community special. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue dreaming of that next Super Bowl victory for the Chicago Bears.